The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening. I would like to call the August 19, 2025 City Council meeting to order at 6:32 p.m. The public is encouraged to join the meeting online or by phone at the numbers printed on the agenda, which can be found on the city's website at www.diamondbarca.gov or in person. Main Auditorium, South Coast Air Quality Management District. We have also allowed the public comments to be submitted in advance to the city clerk. If any were received, they will be noted for the record when we get to the public comment period. This meeting is being recorded, and by participating, you are giving your permission to be televised. This meeting will be rebroadcast every Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. and alternate Tuesday at 8 p.m. and archived for viewing on the city's website at www.diamondbarca.gov. Now we will proceed with the Pledge of Allegiance, invocation, and roll call. And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mayor Pro Tem Steve Tai.
Thank you. Let's stand and have the Pledge of Allegiance to representing the greatest country on God's green earth.
Thank you. And then please remain standing for the invocation by Deacon Dennis Shin, St. Denis Catholic Church.
Deacon Shin, please unmute your microphone.
Thank you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks and praise for all your mighty works. We thank you for our city and thank you for our elected leaders, our businesses, our churches, the families, and the people who live here and call this city our home. Please bless everyone present here, including our council members and mayor, as they exercise their elected public duties this evening to the best of their ability. May you be present with them to guide them in wisdom. We also pray for all the cities throughout this country, especially those currently subject to federal intervention that's causing conflict in their powers of local governance, those powers granted to them under state and constitutional authority. May you lead and guide all those involved in wisdom and their duty of service to all people. We pray all this in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Deacon Shin. And please be seated. City Clerk Santana, can you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chow?
I'm here.
Councilmember Liu?
Here.
Councilmember Lowe?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Tai?
Here.
Mayor Tang?
Here. Thank you. Next is approval of agenda. City Attorney Sandoval, are there any reportable action from the closed session?
Mayor, there is no reportable action out of closed session this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager Fox, are there any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes to the agenda this evening.
Thank you. The agenda is hereby approved. The agenda is hereby approved. Sorry. Next is the special presentation. And tonight we're going to present a certificate of recognition for Los Angeles County Fire Community Service Liaison Leticia Pasillas, because she is retiring. Leticia, can you please come up to the front for the recognition? All right, Leticia, I'm so surprised to learn that your retirement plan. How come? That you look like a college student and now you're retiring. All right. But anyway, thank you for your service to bring the fire department to a lot of events for the public safety. Thank you for your effort to support our city, support the community. Thank you very much, and hope you have the best retirement life. Okay, thank you. Do you have anything to say to our city?
Anything we should know about?
Thank you, Mayor Tang and members of the City Council. Most of you may know I'm also a Diamond Bar resident. I have lived here for 25 years, and it's been a wonderful experience. And just watching the city evolve, all the development. When I moved in, there was not a new Diamond Bar Center, there was not a new City Hall, there was not a Target. And so I've seen that all transition through the years. But professionally, I think the relationships that I've made here in the city that has really, will always have a special place. Dan, your staff, through the years, a lot of them I met on my day one, and everyone has always been very gracious. And our department, we've been very fortunate to work with the city in a lot of ways, different programs. We've done numerous CERT trainings, hands-only CPR, your Let's Talk Public Safety series. We've had a couple of nerve-wracking moments with the Blue Ridge fire and the Freeway Complex fire, but ultimately it's been a pleasure serving the city, working along with everybody. And I think, well, I don't think, I know, the thing that I'm going to miss the most are the relationships. So I thank you for that.
Thank you. Any of my colleagues want to say something? Stan?
I can't believe you're retiring. It's just, thank you so much. And the memories I have is every time when we have a question or public have a question, you're always there and be able to answer the questions and bring our amazing fire department personnel to come and inform the public and also protecting us. Thank you so much.
Councilmember Chow? No voice. Oh, no. Councilmember Lowe?
I can't believe you're retiring, but congratulations. What a great spot. And it's been my personal pleasure to work with you all these years. So you're always gracious, and you never say no, which is so fabulous. And so I think you've really helped our city so much, and really with the fires that we've had. And I really enjoyed listening to the fire prevention updates and the materials that you produce. So I think we were just really blessed to have you. And so thank you. Thank you for your service. And thanks for being a Diamond Bar resident. I hope you'll continue to live here.
The memory of you will always be when I would say, hey, Leticia, do you think you could do this? And she looks at me and goes, of course I can do that. Don't be silly. So enjoy your retirement. I told you, don't let that guy in or you wouldn't be able to work anymore. So, and here we are. So congratulations.
May I add one more thing?
Of course.
With me tonight, I have Acting Assistant Fire Chief William Gamble, and I know you'll be in good hands. He's been doing a great job here in Division 8, so it's been a pleasure to work with him. And also I have my husband, who I met 16 years ago while on the job. So when I leave, that's going to be the best thing I'm taking with me as I leave. Thank you.
Now, it's time to present you with this certificate.
Okay. We're good?
Chief? Oh, come on. No, I'm taking a picture. What about husband? We'll get a picture with your husband. That might be appropriate. Oh, here he comes.
Oh, he looks pretty special too.
All right. Oh, join us. Join us. Together, yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So are you happy? Are you happy? Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Next is city manager reports and recommendation. City manager Fox, are there any reports?
There are no additional reports tonight.
Thank you. The next session is the public comments. Public comments is a time reserved on each regular meeting agenda to provide an opportunity for members of the public to directly address the council on consent calendar items or other matters of interest not on the agenda that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. Although the city council values your comments, pursuant to the Brown Act, members of the city council or staff may briefly respond to public comments if necessary, but no extended discussion and no action on such matters may take place. There's a 5 minutes maximum time limit when addressing the city council. At this time, I will call the speakers who have submitted a speaker card first. Then City Clerk Santana will ask for those callers joining the teleconference who may wish to speak on the public comments. And I have received a speaker card from Cynthia Yu.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, city staff, and members of the audience. My name is Cynthia Yu from Dememba Library. LA County has teamed up with Grammy Award-winning Icelandic jazz-inspired pop artist Levi to bring you an exclusive LA County Library X Levi Book Club library card, available starting August 24th at all LA County Library locations. Levi's music is highly influenced by reading. The Levi Book Club is a community where Levi engages her fans in conversation about her favorite books and create a space for fans and Levi to discuss and celebrate the beauty of storytelling. This limited edition library card celebrates the power of storytelling, creativity, and connection. Values that Levi champions through her music and book club. With just one library card, you unlock a world of free resources, entertainment, and learning tools. Please visit Dememba Library to pick up a limited edition library card on or after August 24 while supply lasts. Calling all gardeners, we'll have a special plant swap this Saturday, August 23rd at 1 p.m. Bring your healthy cuttings, clippings, plants, and gardening supplies to swap with other gardening lovers. We'll also be painting small pots to house your new plant friend. Tired of being stressed out? Take a break and join our Adult 101 Stress Management on Monday, August 25th, 4 p.m. as we create our own stress balls and learn other healthy ways to effectively reduce stress. This program is for teens ages 13 to 17. Join us for a fun play date in the Sandbox on Wednesday, August 27th, 10:15 a.m. Dig for treasures, explore sand toys, and enjoy this special sensory experience while bonding with other families. This program is for ages 2 to 5 with parent or caregiver. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker card came from Ken Santoya.
Good evening. My name's Ken Santola, and I'm a Diamond Bar resident of about 46 years. And last month, we had a meeting across the street, and we spoke about some of the traffic safety problems that we've had on Hawkwood Road and some adjacent streets. And we know that we've got 3 speed bumps on Hawkwood Road, and we asked if we could get at least 2 more speed bumps, because Hawkwood Road is approximately 1 mile long, and only 3 speed bumps is not enough. And so we feel that, you know, having at least 2 more speed bumps might help matters in slowing some cars down. Additionally, when I spoke, I asked about some stop signs at some of the streets that meet up to Hawkwood, such as Barbie and Running Branch, Chirping Sparrow. There is 1 stop sign there, Ambushers, but we do need, you know, a stop sign at each one of those streets that come up and meet Hawkwood Road. And so I was just asking to see what the final outcome was, that to see if we are going to get some stop signs that might help slow the vehicles down and give a little bit more public safety, you know, on our road and the adjacent roads. And so I just see if there was any answers to that.
I think tonight's agenda, we are going to have a item for approving a street stop sign on the Hawkwood Road.
Okay.
Okay, later in the agenda. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Next speaker card came from David Reynolds.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. I was going to say good evening to staff, but Mr. Fox said you fire everyone. It's pretty. And good evening, fellow Diamond Bar residents. My name is Dave Reynolds, 36-year resident of Diamond Bar, but I'm here in my capacity tonight as president of the Cimarron Oak State Homeowners Association, bordered by Avenida Rancheros, Golden Springs Drive, and High Knob Road. And this is in regards to the transition to Valley Vista Services for waste services. If you recall, I was here in the past very nervous because communities like ours have a lot of different circumstances, but I'm happy to report it's gone very smoothly, even though the services haven't officially started yet. That will be in September, as you know. But the cart rollout was seamless. There on the first week, there was a few that were missed, but Valley Vista was right on top of it. They said they would come out the following service week, but they actually did it over the next couple of days. So that's complete. The timing, the communications have been great. What I really impressed with is their customer service, because as you know, they're locally based and waste management is national. And some of our residents would complain when they would ask for a bulky item pickup that since it's national, there's different call centers. Sometimes there's a database where they couldn't find our residents, and sometimes it was hit and miss. So with Valley Vista Local here in City of Industry, it really feels like a local experience, so that's good. So that's the good part. The part we're concerned about is on the first mailing with all the good information, there was a cost breakdown of all the carts. That confused our residents because we pay on a master bill, the HOA does, and the residents pay through their monthly assessments as one of the line items. So that caused some confusion. And today, I received a mailing yesterday, and I reached out to various staff within the city manager's office, but now I can see why I didn't reach anyone. So since there's a council meeting here tonight, I wanted to give you this information. So what happened yesterday is every resident received a mailer on how to sign on to the bill pay portal with an account number and an access code. that caused a great deal of confusion. People started calling our property management, what's going on? I thought it was handled through our HOA assessments. Yes, nothing has changed. I have to contact Valley Vista. So when I explained that, it's been a lot of work because they have to create a sub-account under our master for all 161 units. So that is good because when someone calls in, they can cross-reference their reference for a bulky item pickup. So that's great. But also what has been generated by those sub-accounts are accounts as if it's a separate account, billing account, like like each resident is a single family unit. So that confused a lot of people. So when I called Valley Vista, they said, don't worry, if they register on their portal, they won't see an invoice. And I said, but that's not the point. They get this in the mail and they're tripping out. And I said, this has happened like with waste management. Even though we're residential and we have single cart service, not 3 cubic yard bins, so it's like single family home residence, the trucks come by and take our carts. But the fact that the way they generated that and they're treating it generically, so these mailings go out to every resident and it confuses ours. So I said, you need to correct this. And they said, good suggestion, I'll bring it up to management, but can't you reach out to your residents? And I said, well, it's your mistake. This has happened before, and we're constantly having to clean up these generic things and costs and how it's broken down and what's expected. So I wanted to come to you because they said that every mailing that Valley Vista sends out to the community has to be approved by the city. And I said, well, that would be for outreach material, but this is just an internal accounting thing. And I believe you should get your systems in order. It's a cost of doing business. If you want to provide services to the city, this is the cost of doing business because they complained about the cost. You need to section out these HOAs that have master accounts from your single family home accounts. So I'm hoping that they can create such a system so that we don't continually have to do this, and then we have to clean up and calm our residents down. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good timing. Next speaker card come from Alan Wilson.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Alan Wilson, and I'm a Diamond resident. I just want to bring to your attention a couple of issues. One is I reviewed the city minutes, and I don't understand how come the city minutes are not for public record, as a fact that when public comments made public comments, they're not in detail anymore. They're just saying this person's vote, this person's vote, this person's vote. You know, people spend time to come to the city council meeting for their comments to be in public record. In the past process was that we've had detailed information for the public to know what's been said. And the other thing, you have your agenda item 7.3. As President Reagan used to say, there you go again. You have on the item, you want to swap Prop A funds, $1.3 million for what I understand, Park Facility Development Fund. We've gone to this exercise before. The LA County voters approved a 0.5 sales tax hike in 1980 on the purpose of transportation only. We're paying dearly on sales taxes. We're paying out now almost 10% in LA County in Diamond Bar. If you're out of Diamond Bar, it's 10.5, in some cases 10.75. Why is it we can't get a break? You keep that money, we keep spending, we keep paying them at the grocery store, but you have a big hole in your budget in the next 10 years. You want to plug that hole by taking from the transportation Prop A fund and put it in somewhere in the budget. This is something wrong with this. I have constantly talked to the city council about this, swapping funds for $1.3 million that we used to get for $1 million. We lose $333,000. This is our money. It belongs to the taxpayers of the city of Diamond Bar. It's very disconcerting. The only sad thing about taxes, the sure thing to life is death and taxes. And taxes is one of them. I don't know when we're ever going to get a break. But you better not ask us for a sales tax hike next November, because you're using this money to plug in the money for next year. I don't know what's going on. And more importantly, this consent calendar item should not be on the consent calendar. It should be under item number either 8 or 9 for council consideration for public to have its discussion. You're approving something that pretty much rubber stamping's been pushed by City Hall, and something that should be a public deliberation. And another thing is, I review other city council agendas throughout LA County and up and down the state. And it just dawned on me that a couple of cities have their council comment reports after the city manager reports. I don't understand why does the general public have to wait till the end to hear what you have to say before the meeting adjournment. I think it should be transparent for the general public to know what's on the agenda, and I think the city manager, the council report, then public comment. We should not be given surprises coming all the way down the end to know what you have to say about what's going on, but anyway, I just want to get back to the item of 7.3. It's very concerning about this. You're hoarding a flood of cash that actually belongs to Dunbar taxpayers and keep growing and so forth. Can someone explain to us about what the purpose of this, rather than put it on the consent calendar? Thank you for your time.
Thank you. That's all the speaker card I have. And City Clerk Santana, is any caller on the phone or online or email?
Mr. Mayor, there are no guests on the teleconference line at this time, and there were no emails submitted for public comment.
Thank you. Is there anyone else want to address the City Council? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public comments session. Next item is schedule for future events and consent calendar. City Manager Faust, can you please announce the schedule of the upcoming events and then proceed with the consent calendar?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Red Cross will be holding a blood drive on Wednesday, August 20th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Diamond Bar Center. The Planning Commission meeting on Tuesday, August 26th has been canceled. Free catalytic converter etching will be available on Wednesday, August 27th from 9 to 11 a.m. at Calvary Chapel on Golden Springs. City offices will be closed on Monday, September 1st in observance of the Labor Day holiday. The September 2nd City Council meeting has been canceled. Coffee with the Cop will be held on Saturday morning, September 6th from 8 to 10 a.m. at Reborn Coffee in the Walmart's Market Center at the corner of Diamond Bar Boulevard and Grand. The Planning Commission meeting the Planning Commission will be meeting on Tuesday, September 9th, starting at 6:30 p.m. in the Windmill Community Room at City Hall. The Traffic and Transportation Commission will be meeting on Thursday, September 11th at 6:30 p.m. Also in the Windmill Community Room at City Hall. And our next City Council meeting will be on Tuesday, September 16th, starting at 6:30 p.m. here in the AQMD auditorium. On the consent calendar this evening, you have approval of the August 5th study session and regular City Council meeting minutes, approval of the check register dated July 23rd through August 5th, adoption of Resolution 2025-30, approving a Prop A exchange with the City of Commerce and recognizing the proceeds in the Park Development Fund, adoption of Resolution 2025-31, approving the installation of stop signs at the intersections of Hawkwood Road with Chirping Sparrow Road, Amherst Street, and Barbie Lane. That concludes the consent calendar for this evening.
Thank you for the report. Is any City Council member want to put any item for discussion?
Mayor, I'd like to pull 7.4, please.
Is any other council member want to pull items?
No, I can't talk.
I
second. I think what he meant to say was he made the motion. I
Okay.
heard him. I heard him.
Before that, I want to put item 7.3. Okay. So I put item 7.3 and Mayor Pro Tem put item 7.4. And do we have any motion to approve the other two items?
Raise your hand.
I'll make the motion to approve 7.1 and 7.2.
We have a motion to approve 7.1 and 7.2. Do we have a second?
I second.
So I have a motion and second. City Clerk Santana, can you please call the vote?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chow?
Yes.
Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Lowe?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tai?
Yes.
Mayor Tang?
Yes, motion carries. Now we discuss item number 7.4, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. I was hoping maybe staff could give us some information, or Mr. Santola and his neighbors that he brought in, let him know what is happening with stop signs.
The stop signs that was being referred to were just approved on the consent calendar, so staff will be working to get those installed. On 7.4 on the stop signs?
Correct. So
Yes, those have been approved by the
Okay.
council, or they will be, assuming that you approve the item.
great. But there was some detail in our information. Do we have that? Can we share that?
It's, well, I refer to the staff report. David Liu, if you're available online, if you can add any information on what happened at the Traffic Commission?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council. David from Public Works Director here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good evening again, Mayor and members of the City Council. As far as the request from the public speaker, those were considered, but was not recommended at the July Traffic and Transportation Commission meeting. Specifically, as you have read in the staff report, after the installation of the 3 speed humps along Hogwood Road, one of the things that we collected regarding the speed along that roadway reflected a 85th percentile speed of a range between 25 miles per hour to 28 miles per hour. So the request for further speed humps was not recommended at the July meeting. But at the July Traffic Commission meeting, several residents did speak up and asked that we consider the addition of one more stop sign at Barbie Lane. And hence, before you tonight, we have 3 intersections recommending stop signs at the intersecting legs of these 3 intersections with Hogwood Drive. So with that said, we've been working with the residents for almost 2 years now, and the installation of those 3 specific speed humps were installed just earlier this year in June of 2025. So at this time, I do not feel it is warranted for additional consideration of speed hump signs. And also, I would like to remind everybody, when it comes to the stop signs, those are considered regulatory signs. Those are not meant to stop or do the traffic calming devices, such as speed humps. And the other thing that we also know is that everybody who lives along Hogwood Road knows that this is one of those neighborhood streets deep inside the neighborhood. And we strongly believe that the residents along that street, along with the surrounding folks in that neighborhood, could help each other out by reminding everybody to respect the neighborhood and drive at the appropriate speed of 25 miles per hour. But bottom line, the 85th percentile speed shows that we're well under a 30 miles per hour, and it's more than adequate at this point. So with that, Mayor and members of the City Council, if you have any more questions, I'll be happy to answer.
I appreciate that information, but having been to Hawkwood a few times to answer the concerns about the residents there, I think that they would differ that that the speed limit is 25 and it's obeyed. So I'm hopeful that 3 more signals will help, and that as Mr. Santola said, that you've got a mile of Hawkwood there, so it might be worth another look. So thanks, I appreciate the information.
Mayor, I have a question as well.
Yes, please.
Thank you. My question is, when I was reading the report, I noted some dates on the report. And David, as you pointed out, you've been working with the residents for 2 years. Can you describe your process to me and explain why it takes 2 years to get this done?
Yes, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council, when the request first came in, we made a lot of efforts to reach out to the folks and the residents along Hawkwood Road. And unfortunately, there just wasn't a lot of participation. And as you may remember, when it comes to our neighborhood traffic management program, we do have criteria, which is the number of participants that needs to be involved with the development of any kind of traffic calming devices. So it took a while before we start getting more feedback and start getting more or a few more residents to engage in the process. And that's why when you, if you have read the report, we decided to take a phased approach. Phase one, which is basically the minimal signing and striping, reminding everybody to stay within their lanes, and again to respect the neighborhood with the signage. And then subsequently, phase two, we, upon getting further input from the residents, that's when we installed the 3 speed humps along Hawkwood in June of this year. But I also want to point out to Mayor Pro Tem Tai's comment, the neighborhood streets has a legal speed of or pre-facial speed of 25 miles per hour. But the data we collected, the speed data we collected along Hawkwood Drive, is within 28 to 30. So that is more than adequate and appropriate speed for that neighborhood. With that said, I don't doubt that there are violators who are driving above 25 or even beyond or higher than that. So at any rate, Councilman Lowe, I hope I answered that question in terms of the longer process that allow us to get more residents to be involved in the program.
Well, yeah, you did answer the question, but I'm really surprised that it is 2 years. And I personally, I don't know how my colleagues feel, but I think 2 years is too long to get back to make something happen, something that impacts the safety of the residents, especially kids and people who use that street. I would just challenge our staff to think of some other ways to make this process go a little faster. People who live there shouldn't have to wait 2 years to figure out if we're going to give them a stop sign or not. I think we need to think of ways to speed up the process and make it more user-friendly. If you're spending a lot of time gathering data and you're not getting it, maybe there are other ways to get the data that we need in order to provide the service that we're here for. My second question comes with communicating with our residents. Mr. Tentoya and his neighbors are here today, and when he made his comment, it seemed to me that he did not realize that this item is on the agenda tonight, which baffles me. So the question becomes, did our staff not communicate to our residents, hey, the thing that you're asking for, you showed up to our traffic commission meeting, hey, we're working on it, it's going to be at city council meeting on Tuesday, August 19th. Did no one tell our residents that? Because it didn't seem like the comment as made show that he knew that it was on the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, I will have to double check our mailing list, but I'm certain that we did notify the folks in that neighborhood. As we mentioned, there were quite a few residents or Hawkwood folks who attended the TNT meeting back in July, and upon the recommendation being approved by the Traffic Commission, we also informed the attendees that this item will be scheduled for for tonight's meeting, and I'm certain that we have notified the residents to know that this item is being followed through and being recommended to the City Council for action tonight.
But in terms of specific number of people, I wouldn't know without double checking with staff. But our intent has always been to continue to engage with the residents and to remind everybody to follow the process. And these residents have been working very closely, been very patient. I understand that, and they certainly know who to work with, and I'm sure we have been keeping in touch with some of the neighborhood captains.
Okay, thank you. If we can just kind of look into, make sure that we provide better communication and better information, that'd be appreciated. Thank you. I don't have any more comments on this item.
Thank you. Councilmember Liu, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Mayor. I agree with what Councilmember Lowe mentioned, that 2 years is long. It's quite too long. We have a elderly senior citizens and kids alone living in the city as well. And perhaps there are processes that we can do to improve this. And then also understand there's the data, the speed bumps. And when we looked at the speed, check the speed, and there are wires that goes on the street. And I'm wondering, is it possible that that is something that actually caused the driver to slow down? When it's not there, the driver goes a little bit faster. So that Mayor Pro Tem Tai has been out there. Could that be a possibility? Perhaps something that could be a different process to observe that as well. Yeah. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Chow?
I'm going to try to talk. I do have a question. I have guided a few residents through that, or directed them to the neighborhood traffic management program, and I have heard the same feedback that it takes a while. I understand that, but it seems to me kind of most of the holdup is in getting enough people to participate and respond to the survey. So I'm curious, what is the threshold? Are we looking for 25%, 50% neighbors in the neighborhood to respond? What is our response threshold to make the study valid? That's from Mr. Liu.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, I should also update you too. When it comes to the process, yes, the previous guidelines that has been in place for almost 20 years now does require some minimum threshold. So, as an example, we start with a petition process from the neighborhood residents. Previously, the neighborhood traffic management program guidelines requires a 61% basically to start a process. But over the years, we have basically, I would not say disregard that number, but we basically will want to make sure that throughout this whole process, we have enough residents to participate and to be involved, rather than just a few handful of people that typically we see at these meetings. So with that said, two things here. When it comes to this particular set of traffic calming recommendations, we did many times try to get more people involved. And at the same time, because of this long process, earlier this year, we have basically reduced some of these thresholds or some of these specific percentage requirements. So at the end of the day, as long as we know, from staff perspective, as long as we know that there are enough residents or enough people being impacted, then we will continue to work with them. And typically, that process going forward, I will project that process be no longer than 1.5 years at a maximum versus the 2+ years right now.
Thank you. And this is not a knock on staff because we're the policymakers. So I think the administrative approval process based on what we feel is enough. I think we need to kind of finesse that a little bit, have an actual guideline. Is it 10 residents or is it 30% of the residents on that street? So I think we need to have a better policy around that so we can set a threshold. That way the residents know what to expect. That way when they come to petition for neighborhood traffic management study, they know that, okay, I need to get 30 neighbors to sign this. So they have a number in mind. That way I think that will also help expedite the process. So I think that's contingent upon us as policymakers. If we can have staff maybe come back with some recommendations next time on what is the right threshold. So that we can hopefully in the future expedite the process. Because I have heard that process takes 2 years. I think we can do better. Thank you.
Thank you. I remember at the end of our agenda package, there's a map of these 3 stop signs. Can we show this on the screen to let everybody see the map? Anybody can show that map?
I don't have the ability to do that, no.
Oh, okay. All right, so then we'll come to the motion. Who is going to move to approve this agenda item?
I make a motion to approve item 7.4.
I'll second.
Speaker Santana, can you please call the vote?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chao?
Yes.
Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Lowe?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tai?
Yes.
Mayor Tang?
Yes. The motion passed. Okay, so 7.4 is passed. Now we come to 7.3. City Manager Fox, we have early discussion about this exchange of the fund. Can you please give us a little explanation? What's the rationale? What's the idea of this using the fund from Proposition A to exchange for a fund that we can use somewhere else?
Yes, Mayor and Council, essentially, as you know, Proposition A funds are highly restricted to public transportation. We currently utilize our share of the Prop A funds. We heavily subsidize our Diamond Ride program for our senior transportation. We provide MetroLink passes, bus subsidies. We also provide usually capital improvement projects that are public transportation related. We have replaced all of our bus shelters over the last couple of years. Part of our Diamond Bar Complete Streets project includes in this fiscal year about $600,000 in Prop A funds to be utilized in that project as well. We still have excess funds that we cannot use because they are so restricted. This process, which is eligible under Metro, it is a recognized process that all cities in LA County have the opportunity to partake in. This allows us to basically trade those public transportation funds with other cities that have a need, and then we receive at a discount funds that then we can use for general purposes at the discretion of the City Council. Over the past several years that we have done this, the council has earmarked those into our Park Development Fund for future public projects that also benefit all of the residents in Diamond Bar.
So we have this Proposition A fund. If we don't have a use immediately, can we keep it forever?
We cannot keep those funds forever. If we do not utilize them within a 3-year period, they do roll back to the county and Metro, which then they can then, we would lose them. So our residents would lose those funds, and Metro would reassign those as they see fit.
So if we don't have an immediate use of this Proposition A fund, if we don't use that, we're going to lose it.
Correct.
So the current rationale for exchange it to something else, I think is reasonable. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And any other comments from my colleagues?
Just to reiterate, so Mr. Fox, you were saying that because of the strings that are attached to these dollars, if we don't use it for transportation-related expenses, then they can't be used at all.
It's actually public transportation, not just transportation, but it's for public transportation. And yes, we would lose those funds and they would go back to Metro.
And we use it as much as we can. We give the free Diamond Ride, which is at no cost to the riders. We subsidize the bus passes, we subsidize the train, we built our bus shelters. Is there anything more we can do for public transportation with these monies?
Aside from running our own bus system, which would be even more expensive, then we would receive probably not much that we could do. Again, we do fund some of our CIP projects that have bus routes along them, a portion of kind of their pro rata share, but other than that, we really don't have any other public transportation programs at this time.
Okay, and it sounds like when you gave your report that the ability to exchange these funds was built into the program. So whoever did this program realizes that not all cities have equal need for public transportation funds, and therefore this is a way to equalize the monies that everyone is paying into the proposition, the proposition tax, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you. Council.
To comment, but for confirmation. So I believe, based on my reading, that property money cannot, it's explicitly prohibited from being used for street repair or pavement. Is that correct?
Correct. It is not for street maintenance purposes.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other comments? No? Do somebody want to move?
I'll make the motion to approve item number 7.3.
I'll second.
So we have a motion, we have a second. City Clerk Santana, please take a vote.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Chow?
Yes.
Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Lowe?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tai?
Yes.
Mayor Tang?
Yes, motion passed. So the item 7.3 passed. Thank you. Next item is City Council consideration, and there's a none. Then we move to the next session, Council Subcommittee report and the meeting attendance report. Shall we start with Councilmember Chong, are you able to give a report?
Yeah, just real quick. Just a quick report. So as most of you know, I currently serve as a third VP of the San Gabriel Valley COG. So they put out a really good summary and update on what's happening with the 5760 Confluence project outside. So I thought I'll read kind of a couple things that they put out. So a couple recent, by the way, it is slated to finish in July 2028. Fingers crossed. And that will include bypass bridges, reconfiguration ramps, and interchanges to hopefully ease congestion, reduce weaving, and added mainline and bypass lanes to improve traffic flow. Okay, so far, as you have seen outside, there's been installation of columns and footings for the new eastbound 60 bypass bridge and the viaduct over Dunbar Boulevard. And there's been completion of retaining walls of the new Grant Avenue on-ramp. They've also installed 3,000 feet of sanitary sewer lines along with water lines and fiber optics telecommunication lines that's been relocated. And also the Golden Springs undercrossing bridge is almost done. And I actually reached out to him because I thought that, where Golden Spring, that bridge I thought they were going to take away the right 2 lanes, but I was told that they're going to dig under it, so we won't lose the 2 lanes on, I guess that's westbound of Golden Spring. So it'll still be 4 lanes. It just right now looks like it's not usable, but they will open that up once everything's all done. So I know Councilman Lowe also serves on the subcommittee for construction, so you get updates as well. So it seems like things are coming along, and I'm hopeful that will be done by July 2028, right before Olympics. So fingers crossed. With that, I'll say good night. Thank you.
Next, Councilmember Liu.
Thanks, Mayor. That's cool. Just in time for the Olympics. All right. Thanks, staff, for a presentation. And school started this last week, and I want to give a shout out to our community. They're having a little bit extra patience in the morning, and also around school time. Sometimes a little bit, 5 seconds or a little smile to somebody makes a big difference. Especially when kids and parents are rushing to new schools, adjusting back to the school time. So thank you for that. We are looks like we'll have another heat waves coming up, and please check up on each other. Thank you for keeping everybody safe, each other. Thank you so much, and say good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Lowe?
Thank you. Just want to add on to Councilmember Liu's comment about the traffic in the morning with the schools being back in session. I saw it this morning. Both Grand Avenue going in both directions and trying to get onto to Diamond Bar Boulevard, it was very, very congested. So my suggestion is really, folks, leave 5 minutes early. Don't wait till the last minute. You gotta leave early so that you can get your kids to school safe. Really sad that summer is about over. I have a photo to share. Monday I attended the Diamond Bar Senior Citizens meeting, and they had a 50s and 60s costume contest going. And so these were some of the fun-loving seniors who wanted to relive the 50s and the 60s. And can I just have the winner of this costume contest? There she is. She is our big winner by popular vote, the most well-dressed senior for that day. And then my final comment is, since this is our last meeting, that I get to share with you that the Bingo and Dinner a program hosted by the Diamond Bar Breakfast Lions is Friday, September 12th at the buffet. Really a fun time, only $45, and the money goes to support local community projects. So I hope that you'll, I think it's on our public service page if you didn't get all the information, but come on out. It's really a fun time, and there's lots of prizes and good neighborly fun. So with that, thank you everyone, and good night.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Tai?
Thank you, Mayor. I had an opportunity yesterday with, I think, 4 of us at Walnut Valley Education Foundation for their annual, excuse me, their golf tournament. And there's a reason that a scramble works so well for somebody like me, but it was wonderful, Mayor, to get in there before all the carts left, and you and I got to hold the trophy, because that's as close as I'm ever going to get having a trophy from a golf tournament. So
I thought you almost took it home.
No, not even close. So Mr. Fox can verify that I didn't have the best score, but I did have the most strokes. So with that, I'll say good night and God bless you.
Thank you. Last Thursday morning, I think Warner Valley's Water District showcased their new heli hydrant facility there near the City of Industry water facility. And this is a new facility that can automatically fill up with recycled water. And so when there's an emergency of a wildfire, the helicopter can quickly upload the waters very quickly and then go to the places where it's needed to put out the fire. And they save a lot of time because they used to go to the lake or go to some rivers to fill the water. Now they have very nearby facilities and to fill up their tank. And I was counting that for filling up a 380 gallons tank on the helicopter, take about 22 seconds for them to fill up. And then they have demonstrated the dumping of the water on the designated area. So it's very impressive, I think. So this facility will definitely help us to fight any potential wildfire in our area in the future. And so this is a cooperation of the Warner Valley Water District and our local fire department. So with that, we feel safer, okay, because of the new facilities. And also on last Wednesday, I attended our Assemblywoman Lisa Calderon's workshop for the wildfire. And there's a information session, and the Cal Fire and Department and the LA Fire Department were there to give us a talk. CAL FIRE is in charge of the forest fire. And basically, the take-home message is still that they emphasize the defensible space concept and the zone zero concept that we have been discussing in this council meeting a while ago. And so they were still emphasizing this is very important for the high-risk area to prevent their property get damaged by the wildfire. And also, representative from the state insurance department come to talk about their new strategy to try to stabilize the insurance market. And one of the strategies that they are starting to use so-called forward-looking risk modalities instead of the old historical risk model, as that will make the insurance payers to come back to the California market and to give us a more reasonable rate. And so with that, I think we keep our fingers crossed so that the more insurance carrier will come back to California and with a more reasonable rate. So with that report, I say good night to everybody, and City Council meeting is adjourned. Thank you.